Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we dive into the topic of SLA and OLA in ServiceNow. On this first slide, you'll see the title, SLA and OLA in ServiceNow. We'll be exploring what these agreements are, how they differ, and why they are important for effective service management. Over the next few slides, we'll cover key concepts, best practices, and real-world examples. So let's get started. So, what exactly is an SLA? SLA stands for Service Level Agreement, and it's essentially a formal commitment between a service provider and a customer. It clearly defines what the customer can expect in terms of service performance. Think of it as setting the expectations up front so everyone is on the same page. The main purpose of an SLA is to establish these expected service standards, which helps both parties measure how well the service is being delivered. It's not just about setting goals. It's also a tool to evaluate the quality and timeliness of the service. And ultimately, by having a clear SLA in place, we aim to improve customer satisfaction, making sure that the service meets or exceeds expectations. This slide ties into our overall theme of ensuring service quality and fostering strong, transparent relationships between providers and customers. Let's take a closer look at the key components of an SLA. First, we have the SLA definition, which is essentially the rule that sets out the conditions and targets we want to achieve. Think of it as the blueprint that guides our service expectations. Next is the SLA workflow, which controls how SLAs are attached and how they progress over time. This ensures that the SLA is actively managed and updated as needed. Moving on, SLA conditions refer to the start, stop, and pause criteria. These are the triggers that determine when an SLA begins, pauses, or ends, helping us stay on top of service performance. Finally, we have SLA metrics, which include measures like duration, percentage, and breach time. These metrics are vital because they give us quantifiable data on how well we're meeting our targets. Connecting all these components together, they form a comprehensive framework that helps us monitor, control, and improve our service delivery, aligning perfectly with our overall goal of enhancing operational efficiency and customer satisfaction. Let's take a closer look at the different types of SLAs. First up is the response SLA, which is all about measuring the time it takes to respond to a request or issue. This helps ensure that we're addressing concerns promptly and maintaining good communication. Next is the resolution SLA, which focuses on the total time it takes to fully resolve an issue. This is important because it reflects how efficiently we're able to fix problems and get things back on track. Finally, there are custom SLAs, which are tailored to meet specific business needs. These allow us to set more precise expectations based on the unique requirements of different departments or client agreements. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding these SLA types helps us manage expectations better, improve service delivery, and align our efforts with customer satisfaction. Each type plays a crucial role in maintaining a high standard of support and efficiency across the organization. Let's take a closer look at the SLA lifecycle. First, when we talk about attach, this is the moment when the SLA actually begins. It starts once all the specified conditions are met, signaling that we're ready to track the service delivery. Next, we have the in-progress phase, where a timer runs based on the scheduled timeframe. This is the period during which we're actively monitoring the SLA to ensure everything stays on track. Then there's the paused state. This happens when the SLA is put on hold or is pending for some reason, maybe due to an external factor or a temporary issue. It's important to recognize this pause because it affects how we measure compliance. Moving on, the completed status indicates that the stop condition has been met, meaning the service has been delivered or the task has been finished according to the SLA terms. Finally, we have the breached state, which occurs when the target time has been exceeded. This is a critical point because it signals that the SLA has not been met, and we need to address potential issues. Overall, understanding these stages helps us manage SLAs effectively, ensuring we meet our service commitments and address any delays proactively. So let's talk about what OLA actually is. OLA stands for Operational Level Agreement, and it's essentially an internal agreement between different teams within our organization. Think of it as a way to clearly define who is responsible for what, so everyone knows their role in supporting our overall service delivery. It's important to note that OLAs are not visible to our customers. They are internal tools designed to support the bigger picture. The main purpose of an OLA is to make sure that internal responsibilities are clear, which in turn helps us fulfill our service level agreements, or SLAs, more effectively. Additionally, OLAs help us track performance. By monitoring how well each team is meeting their responsibilities, we can identify areas for improvement and ensure smooth operations. In the context of our overall service management, OLAs are crucial because they ensure that all the pieces work together seamlessly behind the scenes to meet our commitments to customers. Let's take a closer look at the components of the OLA, or Operational Level Agreement. First, we have the OLA definition, which refers to the internal operational targets we set to ensure our teams are aligned and working efficiently. Next, responsibilities highlight the specific tasks assigned to different internal teams, making sure everyone knows what they need to do. Then, we have metrics and reporting, which are crucial because they measure how well we're performing against those targets and help us support service level agreements, or SLAs. Finally, escalation covers the internal procedures for raising issues or resolving problems quickly when things don't go as planned. All these components are interconnected. They help us maintain clear expectations, accountability, and continuous improvement within our organization, ultimately supporting the overall service quality we aim to deliver. Let's walk through the key steps in the OLA lifecycle. First, we have agreement setup. This is where we clearly define the objectives and scope of the OLA. It's really important because it sets the foundation for everything that follows. Next, we move into internal communication and approval. This ensures that all relevant teams are aligned and that everyone agrees on the plan before moving forward. Then, we have implementation and execution. This is where the actual work happens, putting the agreed-upon processes into action. After that, monitoring and tracking come into play. This step is crucial for keeping an eye on performance and making sure everything is on track. Following that, we have reporting and review, which allows us to analyze what's working well and identify areas for improvement. Support SLA resolution is the final step, where we address and resolve any issues related to service level agreements promptly. These steps form a continuous cycle, helping us maintain effective partnerships and ensure service quality throughout the lifecycle. It's all about creating a structured but flexible process that supports ongoing success. Let's take a closer look at SLA versus OLA. Starting with the feature comparisons, the first point is the audience. For SLAs, the audience is the customer, the end user who relies on the service. In contrast, OLAs are intended for internal teams, the support staff or departments working behind the scenes. Next, the purpose. An SLA is primarily a service commitment. It defines what the customer can expect in terms of service quality or availability. OLAs, on the other hand, focus on supporting SLA fulfillment by setting internal expectations and responsibilities within the organization. When it comes to visibility, SLAs are generally external, meaning they are visible to the customer to set clear expectations. OLAs are internal only, used within the organization to coordinate and manage internal support functions. Finally, regarding metrics, SLAs track external performance measures like time and quality that impact the customer experience. OLAs, meanwhile, track internal metrics related to specific tasks or processes that support meeting SLA commitments. Understanding these differences is crucial because it helps us align expectations both externally with our customers and internally within our teams, ensuring smooth service delivery from start to finish. Now, let's wrap up with the key takeaways from this presentation. First, SLA, or service level agreements, are essential because they clearly define what the customer can expect from the service. They set the foundation for understanding and managing customer expectations effectively. Next, we have OLA, or operational level agreements, which are more internally focused. They make sure that our internal teams are aligned and working together to meet those SLA requirements. When SLA and OLA work hand in hand, they significantly improve our service management efficiency. It's about creating a seamless process where everyone knows their roles and responsibilities, leading to better service delivery overall. Remember, these agreements are not just documents. They are tools to ensure consistent, high-quality service that meets our customers' needs and supports our organizational goals. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I really appreciate your engagement and interest in the topics we've covered. Remember, the key points we've discussed are all interconnected and aim to help you understand the bigger picture. I hope you found this presentation insightful and inspiring for your own work or projects. If you have any questions or want to explore any ideas further, please feel free to reach out. Once again, thank you for being here and for your participation. I look forward to seeing how you'll apply these concepts in your own endeavors.